Mr. President, Adom TV, Mr. Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the Second Lady, the Chief of Staff, Senior Minister, Majority Leader, Ministers and Members of Parliament, the diplomatic corps are here, those who have joined us through other media all over the world, invited guests, and of course, the friends of the media. I also join my General Secretary, who had just spoken to you, to greet you and welcome you as well to this Manifesto Launch. If I look around, the beauty of the arrangement, the efficiency, the way we've gone about this, it's a manifestation of a government that is prepared, ready, knowledgeable, and capable of managing the affairs of this country. Thank you, Mr. President, Adom TV, and your able Vice President. About 4 years ago, it will be recalled, before the 2016 December general elections, the NPP adored its vision, policies and programs for Ghana in Accra, the trade fairs site in the manifesto. That, of course, was our social contract under the able, competent leadership of Adom TV. We will say, and I say so with humility, but confidence, that within the 3.5 years, we have kept our faith with the people of Ghana to a very great extent. Fulfilled our promises largely. It's evidence all over the world, all over this country. And it could be seen the extent that the economy has been repaired. In spite of its messy situation, we found it. We are about to go for another election. And we are here once again, yet it's been pointed out, to adore our manifesto of a continued vision to transform the economy, to make the people strong and prosperous among the community of nations in the world. I consider it a privilege standing before you today in this great city of Cape Coast to be part of the history making in the efforts to uplift the fortunes of our people through our manifesto. This is a task that the NPP government, under the leadership and presidency of Adom TV, has set itself. In sincerity, clarity, and focus, the party is coming out with its manifesto for the renewal of its mandate. This manifesto, dubbed the leadership of service, protection of progress, transforming Ghana for all, is what we stand to offer to the people of Ghana once again. It is an indication of how ready the NPP was 2016 and is now, and will be in the future, taking and tackling the economy, advancing good governance, and development of our country for all of us. We are therefore asking people in this country that come December 7th, based on what we say we will offer, take us seriously, under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Vote for us again, and we will deliver. May God bless all of us. Thank you very much. Kukurudu.
Mimbanyedein Omanye. I'm honored to talk to you about leaving no one behind. A society is judged by how it cares for those who have the least and struggle the most, and the compassion that its leadership shows in reducing social and economic inequalities. A nation's ability to develop sustainably also depends inter alia on its preparedness to safeguard the lives and future of children who have lost or are at the risk of losing parental care. Over the last 3 years, the NPP government has, thanks to a strong and a vibrant economy with an obviously solid president in charge, you have extended greater social protection for the vulnerable in the Ghanaian society, particularly the needy, elderly, excluded, and the physically and mentally challenged. These interventions are aimed at ensuring that as our society grows and prospers, no one is left behind. And we mean no one. Especially our dear petty traders, fishers, farmers, commercial drivers, loye, kayaye, okwafoe, kejara yeli loye, washi muku muku muku. Among measures taken to improve social protection is a significant improvement in the implementation of the Ghana School Feeding Program, which has been enhanced to reach more pupils with better quality meals. We have nearly doubled the number of beneficiary pupils under the Ghana School Feeding Program. The Akufo-Addo administration, in keeping with this commitment to improving the welfare of school children, has increased the feeding grant by 20%, so per child per school day. To help safeguard the upkeep and future of our children who have lost or are at risk of losing parental care, we have established the National Adoption Authority to coordinate family-based and institution-based care and to act as an advocate body in the protection and promotion of child rights and the rights of other marginalized groups. Another innovative social protection safeguard for our children is the introduction of the new National Child Protection Toolkit, which has been distributed in over 1,300 communities in Ghana to help officials and caregivers who work with children to serve their best interests and have the necessary tools at hand to do so. The welfare of the aged is of paramount importance. In the agenda of our government, in the agenda of this government, in that vein, the current government has over the last 3 years demonstrated unquestionable resolve to ensure a decent livelihood for the aged. Improvement in the implementation of LEAP is ample proof thereof. Beneficiaries under LEAP now receive support for income-generating activities as opposed to poultry handouts, which was previously the case. Ladies and gentlemen, when we took over from the NDC administration, public sector workers tier 2 pension contributions had been withheld for a long time. Another issue compounding the plight of the aged in the already crumbling economy, aka Popo Blibli economy. The phenomenon took a toll on our pensions and affected many extended families who have pensioners as breadwinners. You can imagine what is happening in the homes of those people. When you voted for us to serve you, we vowed to make these outstanding payments. And as I speak, this government has released 3.1 billion cedis in public sector workers tier 2 pension contributions. Clap for God. To alleviate the plight of the physically challenged, we are focused in our first term to empower them with income earning opportunities. by providing them with funds and logistics to lead a more dignified life. This support includes an increase in the District Assembly's Common Fund allocation for persons with disabilities from 2% to 3%. The National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NIP, another enviable flagship policy initiative of Akufo-Addo-led NPP government, has been providing an integrated national support for startups and small businesses, which include business development services, startup incubators, and funding for young businesses to enable them grow and become successful, with special focus on physically challenged beneficiaries. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities has also received staffing and equipment to enable them collaborate with the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations in drafting equal employment policy to empower PLWD through employment. A disability should not mean poverty or confinement, no, because disability is not inability. I am happy to state that the NPP government is committed to providing the necessary tools to make all Ghanaians prosper, regardless of their limitations or abilities. To that end, government through ministries, departments, and agencies is putting in place the system and structures to ensure that no one is left behind. Indeed, we have a record. And to be proud of the record, we say in Ghana, Moniko Chokpakpale, there is Achio. Washi moko moko, Yakufado Shishi, Washi moko. 4 more for Nana, Adodi, Ofechon, Nyecha, no mania bla nyefe.
Yefremi Joe Anoche. I'm the Director General of the National Communications Authority, the NCA. I'll be sharing with you some snippets of the many innovative digital services rolled out by this government as part of the Digital Ghana agenda, whose purpose is to enable Ghanaians work and live more conveniently while producing much more in much less time and cost. It is often said technology drives innovation, and innovation drives growth and market share for businesses. For the people, that translates into better ways of getting things done, such as locating people, sending deliveries across town, making payments to bulk yam seller Adiji from the comfort of your home, or sharing a photograph of your newborn baby with grandma and grandpa. If you fail to innovate, you will be left behind. Fortunately for us as a nation, our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has a clear understanding of what needed to be done from day one. He believed that the future of Ghana lay in bringing innovative, sustainable, progressive technologies that will make state institutions, businesses, households, and individuals work effectively, efficiently, and deliver better and make our economy grow. This is why we have been able to deliver many innovations and services. The following are examples. We have introduced the new national ID card, the Ghana card. This will help with the precise identification of individuals, families, and communities, and using related data, direct social protection programs better to those that need it most. A case in point, in the just ended voters registration exercise, the Electoral Commission reported that a little over 60% of all registrations were made by means of the Ghana card. In fact, as at today, the National Identification Authority has issued over 13 million Ghana cards to Ghanaians and to foreign residents. We have done in 3.5 years what John Mahama failed to do in 8 years. We have introduced the mobile money payments interoperability system. This allows the seamless movement of cash across bank accounts, mobile wallets on different networks, and the easy cards, thereby promoting cashless digital economy. That means you do not need to carry cash when you visit the market or go to the salon or the barber or plumber. By means of the Universal Access Fund, we have extended voice and broadband data to more than 500 underserved and unserved communities throughout the country, from Abanaso in the eastern region to Turumpan in the western region, from Volo in the Volta region to Jedam in Ashanti region, from Yabaga in the northern region to PC in the upper west region. They are now have voice and broadband data connectivity. Now take note, in 8 long years, the NDC only extended voice and broadband data to 78 underserved and unserved communities throughout the country. This administration has done 500 in 3.5 years. For the first time in the history of Ghana, applicants for travel documents can obtain passports within a matter of days through a hassle-free online process. The same is true for driver's licenses and vehicle registration. The application process has been technologically streamlined. You can obtain one in less than an hour. Like any other country, the pandemic has hit Ghana and our economy hard. And to provide much-needed relief and to enable more people, businesses, and households to facilitate communication in this time of COVID and to utilize technology to operate remotely, the government has announced a reduction of CST from 9 to 5%. Expect the cost of data to be reduced soon. And we are even more committed to do even more. We will increase broadband coverage throughout the country with emphasis in 2016 underserved and unserved communities through the universal access, telephony, and digital inclusion. We will implement inclusive innovations, yes, inclusive innovations, to make sure that the visually impaired are not left out of the ongoing digital revolution. We will leave no one behind. In conclusion, fellow Ghanaians, President Akufo-Addo and his team have a vision, a mission, a plan to use technology to make life better for you and for me and for all Ghanaians, no matter your station in life, no matter your village address or location in the country, no matter your age and gender. But especially if you are underprivileged, President Akufo-Addo and his team are using technology to lift you up, to leapfrog and to close the digital gap and make you productive and improve your quality of life. What he says he will do, he does. Far more for Nana, to do more for you and me. Thank you.
In Yulumbonde, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, Maninya NPP parliamentary candidate for Karaga. Yimuna ninte twasi ya twaza and chang te bom na lumbom na te pambapolo. Nzompo Ghana Zaha. 1 year into his term, President Akufo-Addo had outlined his vision for Ghana beyond aid, a self-reliant, proud black star of Africa. To realize this vision, the energy sector was critical, but was in bad shape. What came to be known as Dumso, a major feature of the Mahama era, inflicted significant pain on all Ghanaians, such as destruction to equipment, avoidable deaths in our hospitals, shutting down of industries like the Tema Chemical Limited and the Blue Skies Products Limited, among others. According to ISA, University of Ghana, Dumso cost the nation $680 million in 2014, about 2% of GDP at the time. Fellow Ghanaians, let me remind you about those days when our medical doctors performed surgery with torchlights because of several unplanned outages. How welders, coal stores, and hairdressing salons could barely operate and earn income to feed their families. Remember also the discomfort of having to sleep and work without your fan, sweating in your rooms and offices uncontrollably. Do not forget so soon.
That was why President Akufo-Addo and the NPP government made it our most urgent priority to eliminate Dumsor. And we have done just that. Today, there is no more Dumsor. And under President Akufo-Addo, we will never experience Dumsor in our country. You will recall that under the NDC government, many industries became uncompetitive, and some relocated to neighboring countries due to high cost of electricity. In fact, Ghana's electricity tariffs were about the highest in the sub-region. Under President Akufo-Addo, cost of electricity has declined. The NPP government is the first in the history of Ghana to reduce tariffs by 11% on a net basis, against an increase in tariffs of 265% under the NDC government. Our president has again demonstrated unparalleled dedication to protecting the welfare of Ghanaians during this painful COVID-19 period, and has provided yet another relief package of free electricity to all lifeline customers and 50% reduction to all others. Fellow Ghanaians, as you continue to enjoy the electricity relief, remember that it takes a caring leader to show empathy to his fellow citizens in times of crisis, notwithstanding the cost. This could not have been possible under the John Mahama economy. The energy sector faced unprecedented financial crisis under the NDC government, which could not even support procurement of fuel to operate the power plants. President Akufo-Addo has not only found the means to secure fuel supplies over the last 3.5 years, but has also cleared all government debts owed to ECG. We have fully redeemed over $1 billion of debts accrued by John Mahama and the previous NDC government from the bulk oil distribution companies. To sustain cash flow in the energy sector and avoid further accumulation of debts, we are currently implementing the cash waterfall system. We have also provided relevant national infrastructure for the energy sector, including the gas reverse flow project, which now allows us to flow up to 120 million scf of gas per day from Takoradi to Tema, thereby reducing our reliance on Nigeria gas. Ladies and gentlemen, more is being done today. For example, the National Hybrid Power System, which is ongoing at Bui, and the Palugu Integrated Project in the north, will together increase solar power penetration by 100 megawatts. And more will be done to move Ghana closer to our national renewable energy target in the generation mix. Fellow Ghanaians, when you give us a second term to serve you, we will, inshallah, provide more critical infrastructure for the energy industry, reduce distribution losses, improve reliability in power supply, and increase power and natural gas exports to the sub-region. We will enforce competitive procurement of power projects and minimize excess capacity charges through ongoing negotiations. We will continue to pursue our plan to develop Ghana into a regional petroleum hub in the Western region. A bill for the establishment of the Petroleum Hub Corporation is currently under parliamentary consideration. We will even more pursue relevant reforms in the upstream sector and provide incentives for the revival of exploration activities after the COVID-19 pandemic. My fellow Ghanaians, we are on course to building an energy economy, which we are promising you, for the rapid industrialization and transformation of our country. Your vote for President Akufo-Addo and the NPP means a vote for the efficient management of the energy sector. Your vote for President Akufo-Addo means banishing Dumsor forever and ever in our country. I thank you so much. Kukrudu, the Damia, Ziga, Ziga, Ziga. May God bless all of us.
Madam Wase, your friend Abna Osei Asare, me a member of Parliament for Etiwa East and Deputy Minister for Finance. And then me no ba beche o mani musika sem hun tutuye kakra. On the 7th of January 2017, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made a firm promise to recover the momentum of our economy in his inaugural speech. This was at a time that our economy had lost steam and Ghana was running out of hope. The president promised that he will not allow this economy to collapse under his watch. We came to serve Ghanaians with a big vision, to see at least one factory in each district of our beloved country, that every Ghanaian child, at the minimum, should have senior high school education, that the wealth of this country is equitably distributed, with each constituency getting at least $1 million for poverty eradication, among others. Such a huge vision for the country goes beyond economics. But the president knew that unless we got the economy right, we could not get Ghanaians to share that vision. Within 3 years, the NPP has not only shared the vision, we have also shown the character and tenacity that is required to achieve it. The finance minister has already given us some of the macroeconomic indicators in the video that we just saw. Clearly, all sectors of the Ghanaian economy have benefited from the 16 policy initiatives put in place by this government, leading to manifest results. Our banking industry, for instance, was on the verge of collapse. We have fixed it. We have saved 40 million Ghanaians from losing their investment. Some, even with the aid of hindsight, have suggested what only they could describe as a common sense approach, that we should have given money to the banks to make their shareholders happy. What the Bible describes as putting new wine in old wineskins. Well, Mr. Mahama, you did exactly that over and over again. And what was the result? We were concerned with saving the whole industry rather than pleasing the same people who supervise the near collapse of the industry. Today, the banking sector has remained sound, solvent, and resilient despite the adverse impacts of COVID-19. And this is due to the bold move by the government to clean up the sector. We have created an atmosphere that has renewed the confidence of the private sector in the economy. We have set this country once again on the right path, and the results are being seen all over. Manufacturing has been revamped, sustainable jobs have been created, the ailing mines have been revived, the railway sector has seen the biggest investment since independence. Agriculture is back to where it belongs, feeding Ghana and creating better opportunities. The health sector is really healthy. And then, my favorite of all, free SHS. I know that a comment or two have been made about it, but Mr. President, we just can't say it's enough. 3 years on, 1.2 million students. 3 years on, 1.2 million Ghanaian children. 1.2 million future leaders have been secured with free SHS. Nana, money. Recently, I heard Mr. Mahama advise that we should stop talking about social investments and discuss real investment. Well, free SHS is the smart economic investment, and we need 4 more years to do more. Under the tenure of Mr. Mahama, the dignity and self-respect of our youth had been so undermined by incompetent leadership that some graduates formed the Unemployed Graduates Association. Through the Nation Builders Corps, NAPCO, we have created the opportunity for 100,000 graduates to prepare them now for the future, to make them resourceful, to create value for themselves and wealth for Ghana. In effect, every sector of the economy has seen so much improvement. Though we are battling a pandemic which has affected government revenues, we will continue to execute policies that will catalyze economic activities and spur growth. We have given lots of tax support in tax relief to health workers, free water and electricity, and other stimulus packages that has benefited all citizens, including businesses. We want to make the future even better, and that is why we announced the Ghana Cares Program, Oba Atampa, which would invest 100 billion Ghana cedis strategically within 3 years to make Ghana a wealthier nation, a nation with the confidence to dream, think, innovate, and take on the world. Mr. President, our fundamentals are stronger, firmer, resilient, and better. We have demonstrated that in good and bad times, the NPP has the best policies and character to keep our economy stable and growing. We have demonstrated that we care about Ghanaians and their well-being. We have demonstrated that with focused and firm leadership, clear thinking, patriotism, and the grace of God, Ghana can be a continental and a global economic star. We have picked up the Ghanaian economy. Let's work together for round 2. 4 more years for Nana. God bless NPP. God bless Ghana.
The ECOWAS region. We have items, including maize, to the rest of the ECOWAS region. We have also successfully revived 3 dormant factories, which had seemed dead to many people. But thanks to the visionary Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government, they are in operation now. These include Dako Farms in Kumasi, Aglo Farms here in Cape Coast, and Asamoah and Yamwa Farms also in Kumasi, to encourage local poultry and meat processing. Nana Yamauma Piafo. Additionally, we have also secured $37 million from the African Development Bank for the development of commercial poultry farms in the Savannah and Northern regions to help provide both jobs and food for the Ghanaian people. Building our nation's self-sufficiency in food production has never been more important, given these challenging times. The coronavirus pandemic has led to many countries experiencing dramatic food shortages and exposing the dangers of relying heavily on the importation of food and goods from abroad. Here in Ghana, we are blessed with bounty, a sign of God's divine favor on the Nana Akufo-Addo government and its people. This global crisis presents us a unique national opportunity to beef up our ability to do for ourselves and reduce our dependency on import, supporting local production and in the process provide jobs for our people in times of international uncertainty. We know that people are hurting across this country, worrying about their next paycheck, whether or not they will get a job after they finish school, or if they will have to support their family members who have lost income during this pandemic, just like my good friends Michael Techi and Kopon. For people like Techi, Kopon, and many others, we in the NPP are here today to tell you that we have done this before. This government had once before brought us out of a crisis, and we can do it again. And we'll be using the same tools, providing for our people to help them to provide for themselves. God willing, in the next 4 years, we will accelerate our efforts in modernizing agriculture, the entire value chain, support farmers through increased supply of input, increased disease control, enhanced involvement of farm extension officers to work with farmers and breeders. We will enhance small ruminant production with supply of improved breed of sheep and goats, continue the successful implementation of the greenhouse village concept with special focus on the youth, and give even more farmers access to finance through subscription to the Ghana incentive-based risk-sharing scheme for agricultural landing program, to finance and de-risk private sector investments in farming and other agriculture value chain activities. Ladies and gentlemen, our farmers feed this country, and we are committed to supporting them. By the end of our next term, with your support and vote, we will see a greater self-reliance in this country, where we produce and eat locally and take pride nationally in having made the most of what God gave us. When our farmers grow, Ghana grows. When we plant seeds, we reap jobs.
and the entire country flourishes in the process. Ghana 4, it is with these and many others that we once again come to you and respectfully ask for another 4 more years for the courageous Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to do more for us. Yeda mo ase, nyame nhyira mo.
Wofremi efua esabia esare mefitutu ekwapem. When we took over the running of the country, we were handed an economy on the brink of collapse and empty coffers. This is a fact. Irrespective of how many projects Mr. Mahama started, he failed so badly that he left so many empty shells and half-built buildings dotted around the country, a testament to his failure and mess that he caused. And that's the entire story of his presidency. Now, he's asking for our votes based on projects completed by the NPP government 3.5 years after the end of his term. This government is committed to ensuring that the industrialization agenda set by the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is achieved in order to move the economy from a raw material exporter to a value addition one. We have achieved this under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, its agencies and allied agencies. Among the laudable interventions, we have first looked closely at working with the private sector by instituting the public-private dialogue, a process for consultations between government and the private sector, which set the stage for the formulation of various policies, including the National Export Development Strategy, to serve as a comprehensive project-based export diversification action plan, which is also focusing on services exports, an important and emerging trend in global trade. VW has already rolled out its first batch of vehicles a couple of weeks ago due to the development of the Ghana's new automotive development policy, amongst others. We've created a more supportive investment climate, especially in the aviation industry, which has led to more private investments in that sector, with the example of Passion Air. The African Continental Free Trade Area is headquartered in Ghana, making Accra the commercial hub of Africa. We will seize this opportunity to continue to boost our non-traditional export growth from the disgraceful and abysmal performance of the NDC administration, averaging just 0.58% year-on-year between 2014 and 2017, but witnessed a significant growth of 10.05% by 2018 and 3.9%, yes, on 10.5% in 2019. On trade promotion, our trade promotion agency is rated #1 in the best use of information technology among the World Trade Promotion Organizations, making our market hub the best tool of interaction for global trade. We have reduced the cost of doing business in Ghana and abolished several taxes. The introduction and implementation of the business climate reforms is set to further improve business climate. We have supported SMEs by establishing 216 Maslock district offices across the country. We've started the refurbishment of craft villages nationwide to hold international fairs. Ebri is almost done. Abompe, a town known for bauxite beads and buttons making for the fashion industry, has seen its processes now mechanized. The NIP Greenhouse Estate Project, a process of modernizing agriculture and making it sexy to the youth and the graduates. It has the biggest greenhouse estate in Africa with 75 greenhouses already installed and in use in Darwin. The Northern Development Authority has established agro-processing factories across the country through private sector intervention. We have provided disease-free vegetable seedlings, coconut and pineapple suckers to outgrowers to feed industry. Ekunfi fruit juice, which was launched just yesterday, where we planted the pineapples to coincide with the completion of the factory, unlike the NDC that commissioned the Commander Sugar Factory without knowing where the raw material is going to come from. Under the Ghana Exim Bank, 74 factories under 1D, 1F were set up from scratch, and 10 distressed indigenous industries were saved from near collapse. National Board for Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises is providing low-cost funding to support businesses that are suffering under the COVID-19. And this is being supported by the business advisory centers cited in 110 district capitals to support this initiative, among others. We have tasted the sweetness of NPP through good governance. These are all clear indications of what to expect once you give us the mandate again. We will support made in Ghana products through the use of raw materials, establish stable and affordable power for industrial development. We will still continue to promote the manufacturing of digital devices locally. We will build more industrial parks, process more cocoa and shea butter locally, complete the process of establishing a fertilizer producing plant, bauxite refinery, and create an iron and steel industry. It is a new experience, a crystal clear writing on the wall, showing where we are taking this country to, and it is confusing to Yanum. Ebri omeniso, omo humbida, minchoake, amenna koekuda. Every complex problem that they fail to fix, we have fixed. We are the party that gets things done. There is nothing that motivates the president, me, or my compatriots more than hearing critics say that something is impossible. We get pumped up to make it possible. Enyanum, wosenya off-road diapano, onona wo piano. Yen mampenyi wa off-road diapa, na muma yen piano. Kukudu, kukudu, woso, kick him, kick him, kick him.
Duklola nutefa wola nyankwanya kobla okujeto macho atoko. Today I'll speak on people development. I'd like to tell you a story about a young woman, 18 years of age, a first-time voter in the upcoming elections. Her name is Jigbodi. In 2003, during the Kufuor administration, she was one of the first Ghanaian children to reap the benefits of quality, affordable health care under the NHIS. Life was getting better. Her mother's salary as a teacher went up, and she rode the Metro Mass Transit to school free of charge each day. And Ghana was on a good track until 2009. That is when the NDC won the elections and everything changed for the worse. The economy began to unravel. Teacher salaries were in arrears for nearly a year. Prices and inflation skyrocketed. Interest rates were out of control, and the family was struggling. Out of desperation, the family fell victim to a microfinance scheme and lost their savings. The NDC government would not and could not protect families like Jigbodi's and other Ghanaians. The heroine of our story is now a young lady. Her family has been thrown into a terrible, desperate financial spin, and her parents could not afford to send her to senior high school. It seemed like she did not have much of a future, and she was desperate. Then the lights literally came on again. In 2016, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP won the elections. We turned around the economy. Her father, a farmer, received support from the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, and Dumso was over. Jigbodi became one of the first Ghanaians to enjoy free SHS. Her brother, Kekeli, enrolled on the new NAPCO graduate program. Their future is bright and promising, as is the future of our beloved country. Since 2017, several job creation initiatives have been undertaken by the NPP, creating millions of jobs both in the public and the private sectors. Through the introduction of programs such as the Planting for Food and Jobs, the Nation Builders Corps, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, the President's Business Support Program, the Greenhouse Villages Initiative, One District, One Factory, Students Entrepreneurship Initiative, the President's Empowerment for Entrepreneurs with Disability, the Campus Business Pitch, the National Job Recruitment Agency aimed at matching Ghanaian youth towards job openings. In all of these, we have provided a stimulus package to help businesses, big and small, survive the COVID-19 pandemic, to protect our people, their jobs, and our businesses. In the next 4 years, we will continue improving the livelihoods of all Ghanaians, including the introduction of the Jobs and Skills Project, a 200 million fund under which the youth will provide apprenticeship, entrepreneurship, skills development grants for their projects. We will also establish entrepreneurial hubs for small businesses and introduce the National Rental Assistance Scheme to provide low-interest loans to eligible Ghanaian youth for rent payments. This is why Jigbodi, today a first-time voter, says with absolute conviction that she will be voting for the NPP. She will be voting for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo come December. She will vote NPP because we turned around the economy on the brink of collapse, which we inherited from John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. We have improved the lives of Ghanaians, we have protected the lives of Ghanaians, and we have cared for their livelihoods. Respectfully, I appeal to the good people of Ghana to vote for the NPP, vote Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to continue to protect the gains and to do more for you. Novinho, le miapo ngoyi made, miapo wo nandu wozama, akpenami, maona irame.
Unupai inyeme, atomi okoboy, miji member of parliament, kehan teshi, lejokuku, mino teshi doctor, deputy minister of health. Inke MPP sanikpakpa, niko gbomochohi wale, ni hie, ya ishibami, makani ye brofumi. The world was stopped in its tracks by a novel virus, and great and prosperous nations were thrown into disarray. Before the novel coronavirus pandemic broke, we had started an ambitious undertaking of fortifying our healthcare system and providing for our healthcare workers, who, like many others, had been neglected under the previous administration. For the first time in our fourth Republican dispensation, all doctors in specialist training at the Ghana College have had their tuition fees absorbed by this government. We have restored the allowances for nurse trainees, revived an ailing national ambulance service, and resuscitated an NHI that had been admitted to the ICU. The sick La General Hospital structure is about to be refurbished and expanded into an ultra-modern 160-bed facility. The 44-year-old maternity and children's block at the Confanoche Teaching Hospital, a facility that had been abandoned for 44 years, more than my age, has today been awakened by the life-injecting Akufo-Addo touch and is today receiving the attention that will transform it into a 750-bed facility in 36 months. Time wouldn't allow me to go into my own mother's project, the Rebecca Akufo-Addo Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Incontrovertibly, it has taken the strong Akufo-Addo tailored economy to wake up structures that have been asleep. To wipe out long queues that have choked our NHI district offices, all the investors of just NHI card. This is the power of digital infrastructure. Having the capability to clear with the texting of a code, a problem that the Mahama NDC couldn't clear in 8 good years, just with the texting of a code. We have done well as a people against the novel coronavirus, albeit ought to be cautious and wear a mask. Thanks to the razor-sharp Akufo-Addo leadership, a revamped, resilient economy, comprehensive, coordinated response plan, and a willing and motivated cadre of health personnel. The pre-COVID testament for the health sector had at its core the subject of jobs. Indeed, the theme for the 2016 manifesto was change, an agenda for jobs. And it came to pass that 90,696 health personnel were recruited in the first term of the Akufo-Addo government. Never in the history of this country have so many people been offered so much opportunity to serve in the health sector in so short a time. In the next 4 years, this government would continue to build an inclusive healthcare system, reinvigorated by the delivery of 111 health facilities that cater for every Ghanaian, in every district, in every hamlet, from childbirth to old age, in dignity and in safety. Our dream of a better Ghana can only materialize with a citizenry that is healthy. The more reason why 4 more for Nana is a national assignment and not just a political outcry. Chofani ncha oela keja ko chake oba chake alo nye megame dani Nana ba ko ke insurance card te hospital e ake chuni ko to renew card e jo teshi manke no ya to line wo bi itashia agbe nursing school na ana anu chumo mene ni wo yo nuchumo eba la chagbe fente kane aswe hawo wo won panye fai koni nyeke jomo ke solemo apia Nana Akufo-Addo koni noya ke jomo ke nuchumo ne ka ba hawo afi edwani ka wo hie wo ya le naka no minya fantifo me ya afai ni ba ti se nwara Nana Akufo-Addo wamba se obehye aroba odin shira ejuma eni nkoso ne nam na de odin nkoso na ejuma ba no ye de nkoso na apia no Nyankopon shira wanyina midamasi
Midinde Lawyer Nanadwa Adobia Asante, Director of the National Folklore Board. Otiko Koso Nenana Eneme. Enyano, the creative arts industry was left to wallow in neglect when the serious business of governance found its way into the hands of Mr. Menyade and so Montreal Mibium. The only creativity they cared about was to fabricate a green book of ghost achievements and propaganda. However, the Nana Dankwa-led government has been absolutely committed to the creative arts industry. What he says he will do, he does. His Excellency inaugurated the National Film Authority in December last year. This was a promise made and delivered. We walk the talk. Did we not promise to establish a creative arts court? We have delivered. Indeed, days of disregard for the rights of creative artists is coming to an end. Goodbye to stealing the scripts of script writers. Goodbye to stealing the beats of beat makers. Goodbye to refusing to pay musicians for their performances. Oh, goodbye to stealing the work of animators for adverts. The dynamism of the National Folklore Board has brought attention to an institution once left for dead. Munim said, as promised, government has also started the construction of theaters in every region. Koforidia, Yewie, Kumasi, Yeguso, Tamale, Nitakrade, round 2, Ebebaso. And there, the government is also working to have the Creative Arts Bill passed. This bill, when passed, will establish the Creative Arts Fund. As a visionary government, the Nana Akufo-Addo-led government has also commenced the construction of the very first Creative Arts Senior High School. If this is not a visionary, then what is? Did you know the year of return has brought about renewed interest in investments in Ghana? Tourism boomed, foreign investments grew. We cannot afford to let our rejuvenated industry fall into the hands of these Matra and Makwe people. Sankofa Wedie, Yechipa. We see great fortunes in a Nana Addo-led government. Great fortunes for the poet, the musician, the art writer, the script writer, the filmmaker, the dancer, the model, and the event organizers, and indeed, all our creative artists. Nyomtufo mipacho mutieme. Underground artists, Moshaho. Round 2 will be a very happy time for us. The NPP government will construct recording studios in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, and Takrade. The NPP government will also further promote and commercialize the work of our artists. Government shall invest in the building of digital platforms to make the products available on a global market. We are presented with the opportunity to give His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo 4 more to do more. This is not just a slogan, but a call to action, a call to protect our progress. This election is about you. This election is about me. This election is about Ghana. I have decided to follow Nana. I have decided for free SHS. I have decided for 1D1F. No turning back, no turning back. NAPCO before me, NAPCO before me, chop chop behind me, Alawa before me, cancellation behind me. I have decided for more for Nana, no turning back.
Hello, 1, 2.
No turning back. Koprodo, Koprodo, Koprodo.
What a better way to wrap it up. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, once again.